Sembawang 的选民们，你们好。The residents of Sembawang, thank you for coming to our rally tonight. Can I urge you all the following days, if you are coming to attend our rally, please wear red to show your support, okay? 接下来的几天的群众大会，希望你支持者你们来的时候，穿上你们的红衣。我想看到 我们群众大会里全部都是红的，因为昂北海狼哦。还有在此，如果等一下我们没有时间的话，请允许我在这里向我们的志愿者说声谢谢。还有我们劳苦功高的那些媒体，谢谢你们这几天冒雨、冒 whatever 那个辛苦你们了，而且你们还直播。还有我们的警察们，谢谢他们替我们保持秩序，谢谢他们保持每个人的安全。Okay? In case I don't have the opportunity to thank every one of you after the rally due to the time constraint, allow me to take this opportunity to thank our volunteers from the merchandise and every one of us here. Thank you. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Thanks for all their hard work. The last 44 years. Thank you very much. Thank you. And also the past few days I forgot to thank our media. Thank you to our media team also for working so hard, doing the live streaming and doing the reporting. I urge you to give us a fair report. Thank you very much. And also to thank all our men in blue. They are all around us to ensure our safety, to ensure orderly, to ensure that every one of us is safe. So join me to thank all of them. Thank you. Thank you. So we will start the rally in a while. So in the meantime, please go to our merchandise booth, do some shopping. If the sky is going to rain, we have umbrellas. Please go and buy some umbrellas. And we also have our Danny the Bear. And for those of you who also support Dr. Chi, he has been a writer all these years. Please go to the booth and purchase his books, okay? And Dr. Chi will be doing the autograph signing after the rally right in front there. Okay, so purchase your books and then you can have the autograph session after 10. And also we need polling agent. Please sign up to be our polling agent so that you can help us to ensure that during the polling day everything is working fine, everything is right, you know. 居民们，尤其是那个三巴旺的居民们，我呼吁你们去报名做我们新加坡民主党的那个投票监督员。我们很需要投票监督员。We need about 300， 我们还需要大概300个polling agents， 所以请你们去我们后面的那些Red Tent 那边报名哈。谢谢你们。
Hi, good evening, everybody. One warm round of applause for yourselves, please.
三巴旺的居民们，我要听到你们的欢呼声。三巴旺的居民们
How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Sembawang?
记得哈，5月3号投票日，请投我们新加坡民主党一票，把我们的11位候选人送入国会。
So today is what? Sunday, right? So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we can't touch, and then Saturday we'll be seeing all of you at the voting booths. Yeah, so we hope to see you there, armed in your red, prepared to cast your very, very sacred and important vote, and we hope to see a grand, nice finale at the end of that evening, isn't it?
Remember, your vote is secret. 投票是秘密的。 不要怕，你们可以把你们的神圣的一票投给新加坡民主党，投票是秘密的。
Yes, as Arifin has already mentioned, one of our candidates, Arifin has already mentioned, voting is secret, so please do not fear. Please have the courage to vote for who you want to vote for, isn't it?
Do you want to see Dr. Chi in Parliament? Do you want to see Dr. Paul in Parliament? Do you want to see our 11 candidates in Parliament?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to hear somebody represent your voices in Parliament?
So, come 3rd of May, you know what to do. Look out for the SDP sign and put a cross on it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all had somewhat of a dinner, somewhat of a supper, perhaps. At the back over there, you can see a few tentages. Those are our merchandise booths. And over there, you can purchase some of our materials. In a while, we will be bringing some of the samples for you to take a look. There will be teddy bears, small teddy bears. There will be also clappers. There will also be flags. We really hope that you can help purchase some of these, including books from Dr. Chi Soon John. And if you wish to have an autograph from him at the end of today's evening, we would really love for you to have a nice queue at the end of 10 o'clock. And Dr. Chi will certainly entertain your autographs.
Yeah, 各位支持者，我们后面有些小民主熊，你们可以去购买。我们有小的，有中的，请你们去购买，支持我们新加坡民主党，因为那个参加竞选是一个很庞大的那个费用。
The scale of a full election is really large, and we really need every single cent to count. Yeah, so your contribution adds up a lot to our effort and our contribution towards you all in Parliament together, isn't it?
我们需要你们的慷慨宣扬，我们需要你们的支持，还有我们也需要呼吁你们来报名，成为我们新加坡民主党的那个投票监督员。
Yeah, so we do have vacancies that we need to be filled for polling agents. And what are polling agents? Basically, you will be our representatives stationed in each of the voting booths, voting centers on the day of election, 3rd of May.
And also, for those of you, the next few days you have coming to our rally, please dress in red. We would like to see a sea of red in our audience, in our supporters.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on the polling agents' duties, right? Because I myself also volunteered 5 years ago to be a polling agent, and so we will be there the whole of the half a day, from morning to afternoon or afternoon to evening, because we need to have 2 shifts of that. And what you do is basically be the representative of SDP at the voting booth as the rest of the populace stream in to cast their votes.
I know it's drizzling right now, don't worry, we have umbrellas for sale, and don't worry, we will stand with you in the rain. Okay, we will not leave, we will stand with you in the rain.
You will definitely not see me or any of them holding umbrellas over ourselves, because we are here together with you guys, isn't it?
The rain will not take us away.
It will not dampen our spirits tonight.
Correct, the rain will also not stop the rally from continuing on. So please stay on with us. If you need umbrella, go to our merchandise booth. There are umbrellas for sale as well.
At the same time, for those of you who have slightly bigger umbrellas and somebody adjacent to you that doesn't have an umbrella, let's all be a nice Singaporean and share umbrellas. Shall we there, everybody?
Yes. Right now we can see a lot of sharing. Thank you very much. We will start our rally.
We will start in a short while. In the meantime, whilst we try to bear with this weather, I hope you guys can also bear with us for just a short while more as the candidates mull over how to best present themselves for you tonight. Perhaps while you are all here tonight, we would like to just hear, how many of you out there have whistles with you? Can you blow it out as loud as you can, please?
Come on, show us. The rain will not dampen our spirits.
How many of you out there have clappers with you? Can you clap those clappers for you, please?
And those of you who doesn't have anything, join us. SDP.
SDP! Louder!
SDP.
SDP!
Dr. Chi.
Dr. G!
Dr. Paul.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will leave you guys for a short while we wait for the candidates to finalize tonight's approach, as we have an exciting lineup for you tonight.
Thank you.
We will see you in a short while.
My bag, if I need to, I will take up. I was their polling agent last time. Just sit down there at the school, watch them now. I'm not sure if it's here, but everything also has. They are the only one. They are the only one that do that. Yes, everything is good.
I wish I can also dial. I mean, Josephine Teo managed to dial somebody to take away the aeroplanes, right? But I cannot dial the phone. I cannot dial the rain away. But what I can do is keep your spirits as high as I can, isn't it, everybody?
Yes! SDP! SDP! SDP!
You guys are such a wonderful crowd. Maybe I ask one gentleman perhaps, what brings you here today?
The SDP heart.
You have the SDP heart. You have the SDP heart. How many of you have the heart of the SDP? Raise up your hands. One sway. 10,000 years later, I'm not sure whether I'm still around. Hopefully everybody is still able to have that heart for the SDP. Maybe I ask another person over here. Gentlemen, what makes you come here tonight, despite the weather, despite the crowd? Why are you here?
Come here to support SDP.
Come here to support SDP, and I'm very sure you know what you're supporting because you are also wearing the color of red, isn't it? Alright, gentlemen, I have to pick a distance from you because those are the rules and the rules of the game. However, that does not diminish my distance from you and your distance from the team, your distance from having a representative in Parliament, isn't it? I was just told that this mic is not waterproof. So I'm supposed to protect it. However, you guys are waterproof. Your hearts are waterproof. Your hearts are lightning proof, isn't it?
Yes, the rain will not dampen our spirits. We will stand in the rain with you. 风雨同舟，我们跟你们一起度过每个难关。我们的11位候选人，如果你们支持他的话，你们把他们送入国会的话，他们会在国会里替你们发言。
Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have already made a trip down towards our merchandise booth at the back? Can you give a sound out for me, please? I see. So you have something in your hands already. Whistles, isn't it? Whistles are one of the best ways you can let all of these HDB flats know how loud and how fierce and how courageous you are in being here unabashedly to support what we call the opposition for now, isn't it?
I know that umbrella, the one who just bought the SDP umbrella, I know you're trying to get my attention. I got you. Thank you for buying our umbrella. And for those of you who have not
higher
bought
than everybody now dancing away.
yes, so for those of you who have not bought the umbrella, they are all over there behind. And also, give your loudest cheer so that, you know, when the MRT go by, they hear it, they will take U-turn and come to our rally, right?
As I said, I prepared to let the rain fall over me. I'm prepared to have my hair absolutely drenched just for you tonight. But are you ready to stand with me and stand with everybody here today? Those adjacent next to you, those of you yourselves, give me a one big SDP cheer.
Thank you everyone for showing your support for us. SDP don't provide free chicken rice. SDP don't provide you free bus, but you are here with us because of your passion, because of your desire to see our 11 candidates go into parliament. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. You should give yourself a round of applause. And it is time for our candidates to give a round of applause to all of you as well. Candidates, give our supporters all their...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, while we always acknowledge the candidates, the ones who are at the forefront, the ones who appear on your posters at every single block, every single street, I hope you all also can offer a piece of thank you to all the supporters and volunteers for our team as well. In front of you here, right at the back, invisible amidst all of you, photographers, videographers, workers, hands and legs, we need so much of you. Can we help to give them a round of applause to thank them, please?
Thank you very much. I hope, like us and our election message, this election, 2025, this election, we thrive and not just survive.
Well, this was a quote that we have been mulling over for quite a while. What is the best way we can approach this to connect with you? And this was what the CEC decided: thrive, but not just survive. Why? Because we, the populace, have suffered quite enough. Don't you think so? How much is a cup of kopi right now? $1. Which kopitiam are you going to?
Yellow, $1.
I have not heard $1 for the last 15 years.
No, they are talking about the CDC voucher, right?
You use CDC voucher to pay for your kopi.
Take their CDC voucher, but continue to vote for opposition. The CDC voucher will not change your mind about voting for SDP. CDC voucher will not help ask for the rising cost of living.
I just want to ask you, what do you think is the driving force behind any opposition candidate willing to step up to the front, to come in front of you and say, I'm willing to leave my vulnerabilities exposed for everyone, just so that I can be your voice? Whether it's the SDP, the WP, the PSP, what do you think is that common denominator? Courage, care for people. What else?
Compassion!
Sorry?
Compassion!
Passion, yes. But I tell you what it all is, you know? It's the color red, because once we bleed and cut our hands open, what color is the color of our blood?
Red!
What color is the color of SDP as well? And so, what color are we going to paint Sembawang tonight?
Red!
Remember,
Absolutely.
ang ang bui hai lang. Tio, ang ang bui hai lang.
We have over here some merchandise. We will just show you from the merchandise booth what we have on offer. As I mentioned, we actually have a mascot for SDP. He actually has a name as well. He's called Danny the bear, isn't it? And here we have small Danny. We have medium-sized Danny. And we have many, many different kinds of Danny as well.
We have all the different colors of Danny bear, from white, brown, and we even have pink. This is actually a sign that we are very inclusive. We have different, to represent the different...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you do purchase any of these, we also implore you, perhaps, I have seen already online, some people also do this. You can put the bears on your gate. You can put the bears as well as the flags on your gate to indicate who you support. Who do you support? Exactly.
And for those of you who support Dr. Chi, please remember Dr. Chi is a writer. Dr. Chi has a few books, and this is one of the books, his latest book. It is called It Starts With a Dream. This book was penned because of his journey when he started this Orange and Teal. And because he started this business, Orange and Teal, he realized the difficulty as a SME. His difficulty in the food and beverage business. So read about this and find out his struggles that he shared with all of us, that people in the government might not know, because they don't share the struggles like you and me. So support him. Buy a copy of this book.
Because all proceeds will go a long way to supporting the team, getting Dr. Chi, Dr. Paul, and perhaps the rest of the candidates as well into Parliament. Now, at the back as well, I don't have it here, but there is a t-shirt that is on sale. Some of you would know this because it is, the t-shirt has the words "Tak boleh tahan" on it. Does anybody here know what it represents? Tak boleh tahan. No, I'm not running away from the rain, don't worry.
Tak boleh tahan was actually we started this protest against rising cost of living, and that's where we come up with this term Tak boleh tahan. Back then, we are already raising concern about the rising cost of living, and that was in 2008. You fast forward to 2025. Ask
17 years
yourself,
already.
ask yourself, has any of our cost of living been improved? No. HDB are what? Selling like more than 1 million?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, in 2008, I actually went to research about this as well, just to get the details correct. Dr. Chi, and as well as a few of our other candidates tonight, sacrificed themselves by putting out flyers at Toa Payoh. And for that, he was arrested.
Same as me. I was also with him, and we were charged in court, and obviously convicted. But that did not damper our spirit, and we, in 2025, we are still standing here because we believe speaking up for the people is not an offense.
It is not a crime to be here. It is not a crime to express who you support. Don't you think so?
We are very proud that we have come this far. We are very proud that we have chosen to speak for you. So now, it's your turn to support us and let us bring all these issues to the Parliament for you. Let our 11 candidates go to Parliament and speak up for you.
Now, Dr. Chi, as a lot of you have already known, has been at the forefront of activism, of sacrificing himself, having gone to prison to represent your beliefs, his beliefs, for a better, freer, democratic country. And here we have his book, aptly titled, Never on Bended Knees, because no matter what kind of persecution he has ever faced, he has never, ever given up.
So, for those of you who agree with me that Dr. Chi has done so much for the country and he deserves to be in a parliament, raise up your flags. Come on, let's give Dr. Chi his biggest cheer.
Once again, I implore everybody to be also a gracious and conscientious part of this crowd tonight, because we have quite a big crowd of all of you up here. However, not everybody can see me because of the umbrellas, because of the rain. But you trust me, the rain is not going to last through tonight.
Because we are going to chase the rain away. Because your presence here is going to bring the rain away.
So once again, be conscientious, be nice to the people around you. I admit it could be a little bit squeezy, especially with these umbrellas, but do not hurt anybody.
Yes, and for those who need an umbrella, go to our merchandise booth. We have umbrella that's on sale. I'm just so worried about my mic.
They're staring at us.
Yeah, I'm so worried about my mic. I hope that the mic can last. We can last. But I'm not so sure about
the mic may not last, but we will, and your hearts will. Isn't it?
Come on, let's hear SDP!
SDP! SDP!
SDP! Dr. Chi!
SDP! Dr. G!
SDP! Dr. Paul! Let us save the mic for a few minutes.
We're gonna save the mics, not ourselves, don't worry. I will guarantee I'll be as drenched as some of you, but I need to keep the mic safe for a short while. Yeah, give us a few more minutes and we will commence the wonderful evening just for you guys.
share that just now when I went to the front, so many people offer me their shelter, and even one very nice, handsome hunker there offer me a raincoat. But I decided to 借花献佛 and offer to our residents behind because I'm more worried about her getting sick. Don't worry about me. Even tomorrow, I will not take any MC. I will still be the MC for you all for tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you. And also, one of our friends there also was telling me, raining is actually a blessing, right? So, the rain is blessing SDP. The rain is blessing us. The rain is blessing all our residents in the constituency that we are standing, because they are going to bless you with 11 candidates in the parliament. Do you want to see them in parliament? So, come 3rd of May, please vote our 11 candidates into parliament. They will go to parliament and voice out for you, whether it's the rising cost of living, whether it's education, whether it's jobs, they will be speaking up for you, and you need to vote them into parliament so that they can represent you in parliament. 5月3号，居民们，请你投我们新加坡民主党一票，让我们的11位候选人进入国会，让他们在国会替你们发言。And you know what? The rain has stopped. So, what did I say just now? Our cheer will move the rain away. The rain has stopped. And it's all because of you. Come on, give ourselves a louder cheer. SDP!
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 SDP! SDP!
Dr. Chi! Dr. Paul!
Dr. Paul!
Thank you very much. You see, the rain is gone. No more umbrellas. We don't need the umbrellas. But you can still go to our merchandise and buy the umbrellas.
Testing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I see some of you have already lowered your umbrellas because you know the fire in your hearts continues to live on even after the rain has left. Now, please allow our staff and our volunteers a few minutes just to set up as adequately as possible before we commence the wonderful sequence of events that we have lined up for you tonight.
SDP is always ready for changes.
SDP is ready to adapt all the time.
And we are very resilient. We have shown, even when PAP throw anything at us, cut here, cut there, but never cut our spirits. Even the rain will not cut away dampen our spirits. Even the rain will not move our supporters away, will not drive our supporters away. Thank you, supporters, for standing in the rain with us. It is very, very, very touching. Thank you. You deserve the loudest applause for yourself. Give us a few more minutes and we will start the rally.
But before we commence tonight, we would like you to give us a solemn moment as Dr. Chi addresses you all.
SDP! 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 SDP!
Good evening, one and all. I want to address the unfortunate incident regarding GE2025's utterance of a phrase during her rally speech last night at Evergreen Primary School. On behalf of all the members of the Singapore Democratic Party, I want to make a heartfelt apology to every Singaporean, especially our friends in our Indian community. There are no ifs, no ands, no buts. The term that Jijin used was offensive and hurtful, and we are deeply sorry that she used it. Jijin has expressed deep remorse and has apologized for using the term. She did not know of its negative connotation. This is, however, no excuse, and we want to express how deeply sorry we are, and we recognize the pain this episode has caused. I am the leader of the SDP, and the buck stops with me. I have issued Jijin a stern warning and expressed in no uncertain terms that the SDP does not tolerate such behavior. It is not in keeping with our values, and she has assured me that such an incident will never happen again, and that she will do her utmost to uphold the SDP's values in all that she says and does. Again, our sincere apologies to everyone.
Good evening, everyone. The past day have brought about a difficult and necessary learning experience for me. At the rally last night, I used a term which was very offensive to my fellow candidate, Arifin, and the Indian community at large. These parts of my speech was not originally vetted the transcript. Although I honestly was not aware of the term and the derogatories, this does not change the fact that using it was extremely disrespectful and harmful. I have been counseled by my party colleagues, and I'm deeply sorry for what I have said, and the pain and the anger that have caused. I humbly seek your forgiveness on this matter and hope to be given another chance to make amends. The SDP always been a party of equality and inclusiveness. I have learned an important lesson from this, and from now, I will do my best to keep learning and uphold those values in my everyday life. Thank you.
My fellow Singaporeans, I would like to take a moment to address what happened last night. I want to talk about what happened directly. Every morning in school, we recite the pledge and we say regardless of race, language, or religion. Yesterday, Eugene Wong appallingly used the K word, amongst other things. Many, including my own mom, have messaged me. I was honestly at a loss for words and I didn't know what to say. Many other Singaporeans have messaged me as well. Many Singaporeans from all walks of life, young, old, have also reached out to me, but I'm sorry I couldn't reply to your messages. I was shocked when I first heard it. I sent it to a friend who speaks Hokkien to see if it was a misquote. It wasn't. She did use the word. For those of you who know me over the years, I've always been a staunch advocate against racism. For us, minorities, the honest truth is that such remarks are not new. And no, it is not casual racism because there's nothing casual about racism. I can accept that there was no malice, but intention is irrelevant when it comes to such matters. Many minorities like myself, we have experienced this growing up. From the auntie who tells the boy, hey, you better behave yourself, if not, so and so will come and catch you. To applications being rejected on the basis that you can't speak a certain language, or when you try to rent a house, you have a hard time. Some even think that it's okay to use the K word. Well, it's not entirely new or surprising, but honestly, it stings like hell, especially from someone close to you.
Let's move on! Let's move on!
What happened yesterday has no place in Singapore,
Shut up!
let alone a rally stage. Dr. Paul Tambaya, our chairman, Dr. Chee Soon Juan, our Secretary General, took swift action in reprimanding and disciplining Eugene. She has apologized publicly. She apologized to me in private as well. She took full responsibility. Eugene explained to me that she did not think that the term was derogatory. As soon as she learnt it, she was remorseful. She labored under the impression that it was a neutral term that Hokkien speakers use to refer to Indians. She genuinely did not know. But, as the influencer Miss Devika said, eloquently, this ignorance is a byproduct of privilege. Any one of us with Indian or Malay friends will know, growing up in Singapore, that it's not okay to use the K word. Eugene has taken time to reflect and learn about the roots of the word and why it is wrong. I've always said that we need honest, real conversations. This is one of them. I am not going to justify her behavior or make any excuses for her. I just want to state that there is no room for racism in Singapore, intentional or otherwise. There's no room for racism in the SDP. I want to thank Dr. Paul, Dr. Chee, and the comms team, Min, Naresh, Kenneth, for allowing me to address this issue directly. You know, a lot of times when we minorities face racism, we are told to take it easy or laugh it off and shrug it off. I'm glad that the SDP party leadership did not do that.
Come on! Move on! Move! Move on!
I want to thank all of you who reached out to me to support me. It is not in the spirit of SDP to hide behind faceless statements. The SDP's policies and histories makes our position on discrimination crystal clear.
Like CNA, never show the crowd, only show the stage. Never show the crowd.
This is not what the SDP stands for. And what I want to say is that I'm sincerely sorry for anyone who had to hear that comment or experience that comment, whether in person or online. That is not okay.
Move on!
I also want to it doesn't matter what the color of our skin is or which political party we represent. At the end of the day, we all bleed red and we all must have a mutual respect and understanding. What the SDP wants is a politics of hope, a politics of possibilities, a vision where we can thrive together, regardless of race, language, or religion. It is not just a slogan, but something we must live, breathe, and strive towards every day. Earlier today, I was at 888 Plaza, and a Singaporean Chinese couple next to me came up to me and offered me a drink. That, my friends, that is the true Singaporean spirit. To build a democratic society based on justice and equality. Building takes hard work, but together through difficult conversations, we will come out of this stronger. Thank you.
SDP!
Thank you, Arifin. I think he said it very well. The bottom line is, Gigi made a mistake. She has acknowledged the mistake. She has owned it. But she is one of us. So the responsibility lies with all of us. And these are the values of the SDP. We do not throw anyone under the bus. When we make a mistake, we admit it. We admit that we're wrong. We take the consequences. So on behalf of the rest of the SDP, I invite you to come up.
Don't! Just move on! Just move on! SDP! 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 SDP!
So we'd just like to say, we're sorry.
Good evening, Sembawang. Wow, so many of you tonight. So exciting. Hope more excited this coming May 3rd. Then tremendous celebration. Let's make it happen. For too long, we've been told to be content. Singapore is doing well, they say. Trust us, they say. Well, I don't know about you, but if doing well means rising prices, shrinking paychecks, and bills that read like a cryptograph, then I think it's time we redefine what well is. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the high cost of living. Today, even chicken rice comes with a side of existential crisis. Your kopi peng went up 20 cents or more, and your salary still flat like kaya toast, and that also expensive. And yet, The government collected billions in reserves and still decided to raise GST twice. I mean, only in Singapore can you have billions in reserves and still be told to eat economic rice with fish if you can't afford chicken. Now, here's what SDP will do. Slash GST on essentials, food, medicine, baby formula. You shouldn't be taxed for trying to stay alive. It's that simple. Cut hidden costs like COE premiums that have turned your family car into a luxury you're not allowed to afford. Lower utility taxes because turning on the fan during heat wave shouldn't feel like a financial decision. So hot, but can't turn on the fan because the next month bill will scare you. And let's reform housing prices. No more paying for market value on land that the government already owns. We're not here to break the bank. We're here to open the vault and return what belongs to the people. Because, let's be real, what good is economic progress if our seniors can't retire in peace? Yes. What good is a strong dollar if our young people can't start a family, buy a home, or even take a break without guilt? Our plan for Sembawang goes beyond infrastructure. We want to add elevators to bridges, not just for convenience, but for dignity. Create more seats for the elderly because rest is a right, not a privilege. Build youth wellness centers because mental health should not be a crisis hidden behind closed doors. Clean our beach, protect our cats, green our spaces, and give back the kampung spirits this town deserves. Yes. And yes, we'll build a public co-working space with aircon, Wi-Fi, and enough power sockets to start a data center. But this isn't just about today. It's about tomorrow. Now look around. Our children are watching. They are inheriting the Singapore we built now. Do we want to pass down a system where questioning is feared, mistakes are protected, and the rich always land softly while the rest of us are told to be grateful? No! Do we want to explain to our children why we stayed silent when we had the chance to speak? This election is our chance to say enough. Enough with ministers telling us their own checks. Enough with black and white bungalows, whitewash answers, and black hole accountability. Enough! We're not asking for a miracle, just balance. Deny the PAP another super majority than they desperately seek. Yes. Deny them a blank check. Because when power is unchecked, the people pay the price and pay it with interest. My friends, we covered a lot tonight. Housing, jobs, elitism, accountability, the fear tactics, the inflated promises, the policy gymnastics. And behind it all, this unspoken message from the ruling party. We know best. You can't handle change. But here's the truth. They don't say out loud. They're not afraid the opposition will fail. They're afraid we'll succeed. Yes! Because if the people realize they have power, if you realize that parliament belongs to you, not just the privilege, then the whole game changes. Yes! But I know voting for change is not easy. Some of you still wonder, what if the PAP cuts off my estate? What if the market reacts badly? What if we make the wrong choice? What if I vote for you and I don't get my BTO flat? But let me ask you this. What if the real danger is not choosing at all? What if our silence today becomes our regret tomorrow? What if our children look back and say they saw it, they felt it, but they did nothing? Now let's be honest. We are all tired. Tired of working harder for less. Tired of being told to be grateful while getting squeezed. Tired of being spoken down to, priced out and left behind. But tonight, I want you to know, you are not powerless. You are not alone. And you are not wrong to want something better.
SDP!
Hope is not naive. Hope is not weak. Hope is resistance against resignation. And when hope becomes action, it becomes history. So let's make history in Sembawang. Let this be the year we stop whispering about change and start voting for it. Let this be the election where the quiet become courageous, where the worried become the wise, where the loyal become the bold.
SDP! SDP!
Vote not just with your hands, but with your heart. Vote not out of fear, but out of love. Love for your parents, love for your children, love for this country that you built with your bare hands. This time, vote for fairness, vote for affordability, vote for your future and your children. Vote SDP. Vote to put the heart back in the heartland. Majulah Sembawang, Majulah Singapura. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Suraya. How's everybody feeling today? Now, next candidate coming up is...
Alfred. Alfred is the candidate for Sembawang GRC. Alfred, let's give him a round of applause.
Hi everybody, it's good to see all of you. It's good that you all stayed on. That's very big encouragement, thank you. Governments must not run nations like businesses. Government's main focus must be the people. How to help people maximize their full potential and well-being, and not on maximizing people for profits. In our democracy, the government is formed by the people, elected by the people, to look after the people, to promote their well-being, help them reach their desired potential. It must demonstrate the discipline of a people-centric government and not that of a profit-centric enterprise. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Why is the price of your plate of rice so expensive? I'll tell you why. GST goes up, food ingredient price will go up. Hawker food costs go up. The price of your plate of rice goes up. COE goes up. The price of vehicles will go up. And then, transportation and delivery costs of the food also goes up. The price of your plate of rice goes up some more. The government releases and sells its land at a higher price. The cost of the building and development project will also go up. selling price of the coffee shop unit below your block of flats goes up. The coffee shop owner will have to lease out his stalls at higher rents. The price of your plate of rice goes up even more. Now, the government owns most of the land in the country. It is the biggest landlord in town. It is the market price maker, not the taker. In other words, the Singapore government sets and controls the price of land in Singapore. It has in its armory the largest property developer and managers in the country. It literally has plenty of levers of control in its hands with regards to the prices of land and property. And despite that fact, Singapore property price continues to march upwards. Put it another way, if I own most of the durian trees in Singapore, and I control and shut the door to prevent other durians from being brought into the country, would I be the only one who can dictate the price durians will cost that year? Exactly. Now, why is there a need to increase GST by 2% immediately after the pandemic? Were there no other revenue streams that can be explored at that time? Were we in urgent shortage of money? Or was it bad forecasting and planning? We had a surplus of $6 billion. Surplus. And how much pain most Singaporeans had to suffer for that? GST, COE, land. Who created or controlled these things in Singapore? The Singapore government and its policies. Instead of controlling these things better for the sake of the people, it rather control and manage these things to generate more revenues and make more profits. It has lost its way. It is no more for the people, and definitely not by the people. You vote in the government to look after you, not to exploit you and make your life even more miserable. All these brainwashed, blind followers of the PAP, stop asking where the money is coming from. Ask instead, where is the money going to? The PAP government taxes and spends like nobody's business. There is so much waste. I will show you some examples. Healthcare. For a little small city nation of 6 million people, why do we need 3 healthcare clusters with 3 times the administrative cost? 3 sets of multiple CEOs. There are many CEOs in each cluster. Many CEOs. 3 sets of medical and administrative leaders and staff. 3 sets of sprawling buildings and complexes. All for a population of 6 million people. Isn't that all cost? Multiplied 3 times over. All with public funds. Why is there a need for a founder's memorial when there are more urgent priorities now? We need more elder care facilities, more dementia support, more mental health care, more support for teachers. More than $300 million to throw for this party. Why do we need 5 mayors? Don't we already have so many MPs, government ministers, and the fat, clumsy PA? Own self justify own self. They say, oh, they need to coordinate resources. $660,000 each. 3.3 million per annum to do that. 5 mayors, $3 million per year. You mean there are no other persons available in the civil service to do that? To coordinate your resources? Or look at the many ministers sitting around in the cabinet above it. all for a small nation of 6 million people, half of whom are non-citizens. Paid $660,000 per year and still just a part-time job. And don't get me started on those fat cats drawing $1 million salaries as ministers. No politicians in the world dare take those kinds of salaries. Not even the US, the largest economy in the world. Not in China, the world's largest country in terms of population. They dare not. What a disgrace. The biggest con job in the world. No wonder Singapore citizens continue to get scammed. All these wastages, they are money. Money saved is money earned. Save more money, so less money is required, and hence less tax needed. This PAP government has to make more money so that it can waste more money. Just like a child with a magic purse that he can reach into to grab money to pay for his toys and indulgences, the Singapore government will never know the hard work and frustrations of the Singapore worker toiling sometimes in multiple jobs to make ends meet, to squeeze out enough for the family's daily expenses. If the government is for people, it will use its assets to help the people, not exploit the people. It must not be for profits. It must be for people. If protecting and promoting the well-being of the people is the basis of power given to a government, then it must govern with a heart, having the pulse of the people as its primary heartbeat. The well-being and interests of the people becomes most important. What does governing with a heart looks like? It looks like this. We can start with a town. Sembawang town can be the model town that is managed with a heart. The SDP has a plan that will make the town more livable for its residents. We want to promote interaction, neighborliness, mutual respect, learning, understanding, helping each other. The infrastructural improvements we have proposed work towards making the town more inclusive, more community, more interdependent on each other, whether it is sitting areas, collaborative and interaction space, storages, bicycle care, or even pet clubs. Lifts will be installed at overhead bridges to allow residents to commute from one side of the road to the other safely. Besides infrastructural hardware, the software in the town will be enhanced and upgraded. Version 2.0. We want to encourage and facilitate neighborliness and that kampung spirit. As the saying goes, it takes the whole village to raise a child. We want to encourage interaction with each other in the town, build trust so that we can look out for each other. Sembawang town has good proportions of the elderly, working adults, and the young ones. We will encourage organic neighbor groups so that neighbors in good proximity will look out for each other, be it children care, study help, or elderly assistance. It is indeed sad to see neighbors passing on alone in flats and only to be discovered that they have passed on after some time has passed. Neighbors and neighborhood care circles can play a part to build neighborly bonds. The mental and emotional improvements of the town can be experienced with the development of Sembawang's beach and green spaces. First, for the benefit of people of Sembawang town, and laterly for the rest of Singapore to come and enjoy the assuring peace and calm of nature our town has to offer. More employment and job opportunities will be created through these projects. Again, to benefit first for the people of Sembawang, and second, for the rest of the people in Singapore. I love sports. I play badminton 3 times a week, and I know how difficult it is to find available sports facilities. We have a team of SDP MPs for Sembawang who love sports and know the importance of sports in the life of the community. We will promote sports in Sembawang through activities and supporting amenities. If we have a sports school nearby, Sembawang town can naturally be the sports town of Singapore. Sembawang will be a town for all. Sembawang will be the model town in the north. We will show the rest of Singapore what a wonderful life we can have in this town. A town with a heart. Sembawang town residents, live life fully, thrive, not just survive. We will manage the town with the same values that SDP has: competent, constructive, and compassionate. Sembawang, bo bei zao! Sembawang, bo bei zao! Talking about horses, SDP will make sure you come before the horses. You, people of Sembawang, are more important than horses. I will not think about finding the big fields of space for the 100 horses to run in Sembawang until we find enough space for the residents of Sembawang to live properly and thrive. So, have your lives been better in the last 5 years? Are your blocks and lifts still experiencing flooding and cascades of water? The floor still with litter lying around? The present team of MPs that you have for the last 5-10 years to prove themselves, if they have no improvement, then it is time that Sembawang deserves something better. Bringing a new team of MPs and town council to look after you. Don't worry about the minister you have in the last 5 years. Don't worry, because the SDP will provide a more relevant and qualified health minister for the country. One who knows his stuff. Although he may not appear on TikTok, Xiaohongshu, Instagram, Facebook as often as the one you may have gotten used to. This one does real healthcare work. Kick out the health minister. SDP has the real one ready for Singapore. And let me repeat what I said 2 days ago. With this model Sembawang town with a heart, shining and thriving, we will not forget the residents of Sembawang West. We welcome you, fellow Sembawang town brothers and sisters. We will embrace you and include you in this revived town which you can, together with us, proudly call our own. We will walk alongside you. Vote the SDP candidates into Parliament. Let SDP MPs represent you in Parliament so that your voice can be heard and have a town you can thrive in. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfred. 三巴旺的居民们，记得5月3号，请投我们新加坡民主党一票。
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Alfred. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our next candidate coming on stage is Daman. And Daman says that he used to love sepak takraw, but he has been too busy with his duties as an SDP member, as a candidate, and generally as a friend of the people. That speaks much of how serious he is to prioritize his residents' needs over his own. Don't you think so? Now, wouldn't you like a full-time MP like that?
Yes!
Let us welcome preeminent leader in the Malay community, Daman!
Daman!
SDP! 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 SDP!
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sembawang. I think there's so many of you tonight. I can see all the way to the end, very tiny, tiny heads. So thank you very much for turning up. Even though it was raining heavily, you guys stayed. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Ong Ye Kung. He has done a belakang pusing. Now he says, let's move on. Should we move on? Come on, let's be kind to him. Let's be the better man. Minister Ong Ye Kung must now be extra careful when he wants to criticize Dr. Chi or anyone of us coming to Sembawang into any new constituency. He did express somewhat of a concern when he learned that SDP is coming into Sembawang GRC. It has been easy peasy with their last opponent, am I right? But we must be the better man. Minister Ong Ye Kung also now must realize that the SDP GRC team are not a bunch of fly-by-nights. We are serious contenders for this GRC. We want to win. Thank you. Thank you. It is going to be tough. The incumbent always has the upper hand. But the SDP Sembawang GRC team now has a wild card called Dr. Chi Sun Juan. This red horse that Dr. James Gomez mentioned last night is indeed some red horse. One that do not need the stable for his planned move of 100 horses into Sembawang to God knows where. This one roams freely and wants to stay. Do you want this red horse to stay in Sembawang, friends? I say again, SDP have to be the better man. Mr. Ong Ye Kung knows that we too comes with a town plan. One that Dr. James beautifully laid out last night at Sembawang West, that captures the desires of Sembawang residents to maximize the live environment, catering to the needs of residents and even our furry friends. One that I encounter quite often, bashing when I'm doing my house visit and walkabout, or being barked at when we try to say hi outside their flat. In this campaign, we are clearly the underdog. We literally walk the estate as much as we humanly can with the amazing support of our volunteers, worked hard to cover some almost 600 blocks with one round of our campaign flyers. And it may seem that we may not be able to send you our candidate's bio in time. We will make up for it by sharing them at our social media sites. Do look out for them. We apologize. So let me spend some time tonight in this following part of my speech to say a few words about my Sembawang GRC team. First is Mr. Brian Lim. Woo. I have known him for almost 10 years, since I joined the first election in 2015. He is an established administrator in a public hospital as an assistant director. Brian is a seasoned political person, having been in politics for a very long time. He speaks passionately in our rallies, as you may have heard before. He has a fairly receding hairline, right? And maybe stern at times. I learned he was an officer in the army and holds the rank of captain in reservists. His demeanor of regimentation, I associate with his strength. He is also married with 2 children. He will be a very good SDP MP for Sembawang GRC. Thank you. Dr. James is a well-known political person. He runs an NGO that spans across some parts of Southeast Asia. He is an analytical person with tremendous insights on political affairs, both local and regional. He is the political brain behind this team. He connects very well with the ground and has that uncanny ability to break ice with almost anyone. Surely an asset for an MP who must be listening to the ground. Don't you agree? Alfred, I known him since the last election. He's a businessman running his F&B business. I understand he travels to China for business supplies quite a lot, and thus has an international exposure to the most important economy in the wider region. He will bring that wealth of business connection into the team, much needed as an MP to link smoothly when the needs come for the benefit of Sembawang GRC and our residents. Next is Madam Suraya, who I consider is the heart of the team. Don't you agree? She is a mother of 3 grown-up children and has an amazing talent in the music industry, together with her husband, Jufri Salim, our candidate for Marsiling UT. They are both the steely couple that for a very long time is a part of the core group of the party. Thus, besides bringing the touch of softness and motherliness, yet firmness of commitment to a task like she now holds as the party treasurer. She is the much needed pleasant face compared to the 4 of us blokes, right? Don't you agree? Lastly, myself. I came back to the party after announcing a premature retirement from politics 2 years ago for personal reasons. I spent 7 years in Southeast Asia region that helps open my horizon on the huge opportunities before our tiny island nation, and learning much about living life, not merely pursuing material purposes, but smelling the flowers and soaking the multicultural air that is our region at the same time. Something we may have neglected. As your MP, I intend to bring the human values of living with a purpose beyond the material, and this, I believe, addresses the major mental crisis of our day. Thus, I present to you the Sembawang GRC team. Look at the 5 of us. 2 Malays, 2 Chinese, and an Indian. We mirrors more like you and will strive to work hard for all of you, regardless of race or religion. If you give us a chance to be your MP on 3rd of May. I like to end on a light note. Apparently, my pantun has evolved into a Malay rap and had gone viral. I am the first to admit that I am not good in pantun, but sometimes the lyrics just come at the right time. This small little talent I may like to attribute to my race as a Malay, but to my surprise, when I did my DNA, it turned out I am dominantly Vietnamese instead of Malay. My late mother is Malay Chinese. My late father is Indian Chinese. How come I become Vietnamese? So being Malay is not always ethnic, but also culture that we adopt in our life. And in the context of a multicultural society here, we can learn from and inquire from each other's traits and strengths, and the combined feature of our diverse cultures become our collective strengths. Agreed? Yeah. So vote for this diverse Sembawang GRC team of SDP. Vote for SDP. Thank you very much and good night.
Vote for SDP. Vote for our Sembawang team to be your representative in Parliament. 5月3号，记得投我们新加坡民主党一票。Before I give Jay to introduce our next speaker, can I have your cooperation, our supporter, to come forward because it's quite jammed behind. There are people who try to get in, but they cannot get in.
Now, if there's any space in between some of the rows in the front, in the middle, perhaps you can just scoot forward. Every inch counts just like every vote counts. Don't you think so?
Come, please move forward so that more people can hear our rest of the speakers, what they have to present to you.
Thank you, everybody, for your cooperation. Now, our next speaker is James Gomez, who wants me to share with you guys that he has been studying the 8-horse painting, 八骏图. Because you know, OIK is bringing his horses to Sembawang GRC, isn't it? So he wants to ask how we as inferior human beings can squeeze with these royal horses in such a cramped Sembawang. But on a more serious note, these horses mirror all the aspirations that we have in SDP for you. And do you know what the red horse in particular stands for? Exactly. So the red horse stands for strength and courage. So can I have your all's cooperation to cheer together? 保卫走!
保卫走!
One more time. 保卫走! 保卫走!
Okay, let's welcome Dr. James Gomez.
Đừng năng tài kê hồ bố. Chả ba bề. 我嘛是也袂食，巴肚枵。OK， 我们出声3摆。SDP 无被走 ，SDP 无被走 ，SDP 无被走。Fellow Singaporeans, residents of Sembawang, dear friends. Yesterday, the SDP Sembawang team launched the town plan for Sembawang GRC, titled Putting the Heart in Heartland. The town plan aims to create inclusive spaces where residents feel supported, connected, and proud to call Sembawang home. Our plan includes improving accessibility for all, with bike stations, storage units, more outdoor seating for the elderly, and lifts on overhead bridges. We also focus on supporting our youth and local communities by setting up co-working spaces and mindfulness centers. The plan also encourages better environmental protection, animal welfare, and coexistence with nature. Overall, the town plan ideas to improve Sembawang comes directly from you, the residents, and it has one simple principle, that a town must be people-centered. This town plan is not for Sembawang GRC alone. It is supposed to help shape the town plan for Sembawang West SMC and also Marsiling UT GRC. For better alignment and coordination, the SDP will organize regular town halls across all our constituencies in the SDP's Northern Territory to collect feedback and improve the larger areas of Sembawang. This is a summary of the town plan that we presented and released yesterday. I just wanted to have a recap because I know not all of you were able to make it. If you need more information, you can find it online on social media. But today, my speech is focused and is titled, Speaking Up for Caregivers and the Elderly. Today, I will speak about a crisis that is becoming central in Singapore, the crisis of elderly care. I know this personally because my mother is 85 years old and her birthday is today. So happy birthday, Mom. Walk around our neighborhoods in Marsiling UT, Sembawang West, Sembawang, and around all of Singapore today, and you will notice some things very impossible to ignore. More elderly citizens navigating coffee shops, supermarkets, void decks, walkways, and traffic lights. More mobility devices, wheelchairs, walking aids, often accompanied by caregivers. Many of these caregivers aren't professionals. They are spouses, sons, daughters, and grandchildren. Singaporeans are already stretched thin, balancing careers, raising children, and now caring for our seniors. And they are doing it mostly alone, unpaid, while coping with tremendous family stress. This is a crisis unfolding in many of our homes and within the community. And this is all taking place in the face of an unresponsive, underperforming Health Minister Ong Ye Kung. He has held this position for nearly 4 years, since May 2021, and still underperforming. Singapore is aging, and it's aging fast. Today, 1 in 6 citizens is over the age of 65, and by 2030, which is just only 5 years away, the number will rise 1 into 4. We are at the cusp of becoming a super-aged nation. Where Ong Ye Kung, as health minister, has failed is putting in place a multifaceted support mechanism for caregivers like you and me. Behind every elderly person who needs care, there is a caregiver or more who is under-resourced, exhausted, unsupported, and often invisible. There are over 200,000 caregivers in Singapore officially, but the real number is likely to be much higher. Most are aged above 40, the caregivers. Most are women. Most are what is known as the sandwich generation, adults who are expected to raise their children and support their parents at the same time. All the while, still holding down a job and trying to stay afloat in one of the world's most expensive cities. Here in Sembawang GRC, it is an everyday reality. The adult age working population here in Sembawang GRC, aged between 46 and 65, is about 30%. And this 30% takes care of seniors making up around 11%. And those below the age of 25 form up about 30%. But here's the thing. The working age group will become older, and we do not know about their future job situation during this time, but will nevertheless need to be taking care of an even larger pool of seniors in just 5 years, in time for the next elections. Caregiving is financially draining. Informal caregiving for seniors in Singapore is valued over 1 billion annually, and primary caregivers provide work equal to pay of nearly $16,000 per year in unpaid and unrecognized labor. Families can spend up to thousands of dollars every month on home care, equipment, and medicine. The average cost of caring for a severely disabled senior is as much as $3,100 per month. Less severe cases range from $900 to $2,100 per month. As more seniors live with chronic conditions like dementia, cancer, or heart disease that require long-term and costly care, the financial strain is set to grow even further. And starting April 2025, Ong Ye Kung's health ministry has raised MediShield life premiums by up to 35%. Running over the next 3 years. On average, each insurance holder will have to pay effectively 22% more. Changes to MediShield Life also include a significant increase in the inpatient deductible, which will now rise up to $1,500. These policy decisions made by Ong Ye Kung lack crucial public accountability and transparency. It is not clear how these hikes are calculated, but in the meantime, this is adding to Singaporeans' hardship. Who does this impact the most? Our seniors. Some of them are on fixed incomes, while many have no income at all, with little to no CPF payouts even. The subsidies provided are not enough to cover the high cost of healthcare. And this leaves many seniors struggling to afford increased medical expenses, especially for complex and chronic conditions. In the end, and you know this well, some choose not to seek medical help at all, fearing the costs. Meanwhile, young Singaporeans worry that premiums will keep rising over time without major reforms, making the system less sustainable for them in the future when they get old and have to rely on it. Is there a home giving grant? Yes. But how much is it? Just $400. And that if you manage to qualify, if your household income crosses $3,600 per person, or the annual value of your home is worth more than $12,000, you are told you are not eligible for the support. You are on your own. The cost is not just in dollars. In some cases, family members are left with no option but to leave workforce entirely, coming at a great cost to long-term career progression and security. And the emotional toll is staggering. Nearly half of Singapore caregivers are at risk of depression and burnout, with many others expressing suicidal intentions. Think about that. The people we rely on to hold our families together are falling apart. So where has Ong Ye Kung been in all this? Ong Ye Kung voted twice to raise the GST. But caregivers still struggle to afford basic home care, medical expenses, and specialized equipment for their elderly loved ones. Meanwhile, we don't know from Ong Ye Kung's health ministry where the money actually goes. No detailed accounts, no transparency, no real support reaching the families who need it most. And there's no clear long-term plan from Ong Ye Kung to keep medicine and treatment affordable. While families are left scrambling to cover the soaring cost of caregiving, the system stays broken. While Ong Ye Kung, and this is becoming a pattern, stays silent. Worse, the government wants to outsource responsibility, telling individuals to eat better, walk more, age well, they say, while dodging their own duty to provide care infrastructure that actually works. The slogans are a distraction. Slogans like age well ignore the reality that many illnesses like dementia, cancer, and heart disease are genetic, complex, and demand serious long-term support, not slogan blame shifting the responsibility onto the elderly. So yesterday when Lawrence Wong said it's not a time to take risks, I agree. It's not time to take risk of giving the Aljunied abandoning Sembawang parachuting, hope a so-called three-corner fight will save me, Ong Ye Kung, another term. It is tantamount to giving PAP a blank check and allowing them to push caregiving costs and leaving families to fend for themselves. It doesn't have to be this way. The Singapore Democratic Party has a different vision, a vision rooted in dignity, justice, and compassion. We believe caregiving must be treated as a national priority, not a private problem. One, we will expand community-based elder care by setting up nursing care centers staffed by nurses and part-time physiotherapists to provide regular home care, advice, and basic medical services under doctor supervision. Two, we propose increasing the number of salaried positions for caregiving specialists to come directly to your home and service you, where the funding then comes from MOH budget, ensuring the funding is stable and fair. Three, for informal caregiving, we will fight for comprehensive paid family so caregivers no longer have to choose between their jobs and loved ones. No one should be forced to quit their jobs and look after their elderly to do what the government should be helping them to do. Four, we will push for workplace flexibility across all sectors, whether it's remote work, part-time, or staggered hours, so caregivers can have the chance to remain economically active while caring for their elderly. Five, we will fix the subsidy system, removing unrealistic income caps, and aggressive means testing, and increasing the support to reflect real costs. No more token grants that barely scratch the surface. Six, we will push for inclusive elder care policies, embedding elder support into housing, transport, and community planning. Aging should not mean isolation or indignity. And caregivers should not be left to fill the gaps of the PAP's broken system. Last but not least, number 7, we will promote active aging, not just as an ideal, but as a practical policy. Outdoor activities, senior employment, peer support networks, these are essential parts of reducing the long-term strain on caregivers and public health. We believe the true measure of a country is how it treats those who cannot care for themselves and those who carry the responsibility to care for them. Ong Ye Kung had years to fix this, but instead we get slogans, higher costs, and families left to shoulder the burden alone. Ong Ye Kung is simply not worthy of another term. This general election is about building a Singapore where caregiving is supported, where our elderly live with dignity, and where every caregiver knows that their work is recognized and never forgotten. We need MPs who listen, who care, and who are accountable to the residents themselves. That's the SDP promise. So Sembawang voters, vote SDP, vote for SDP MPs, give us a clear mandate, and sack that bugger! Sack that bugger! Sack that bugger! Thank you.
Thank you, James. 3rd of May, remember to cast your vote and vote for SDP. Your vote is secret. Do not be afraid to vote for the SDP. The SDP has chased the rain away. The people, the supporters have chased the rain away. So now I need your cooperation. Please come forward. There are people behind who cannot enter. So can I have your cooperation to move forward?
Once again, I can see all the way to the McDonald's at Sun Plaza, and yet there are still people over there struggling to come in. Please help each other, yeah? Every little inch counts, every little vote counts. Come forward, please.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Now, our next speaker coming up is Brian Lim. And Brian, some of you know him already. Brian self-professes to be an ardent supporter of the national football team of Singapore. Because as opposed to some people who only appear to take selfies with our national athletes only when they win, Brian has been supporting the national team through its downs and its ups. And here he is, pledging to do the same for you in Sembawang GRC!
Brian!
The people at the back, can you hear me? Yeah, good. But I'm not speaking English. I'm sorry. 10 minutes for Hokkien, all right? 各位亲爱的朋友，大家好。准嘛咧4月尔，但是新加坡人民已经咧庆祝圣诞了。我怎样讲咧 ？BAP 政府伫财政预算案大派礼物，你睇逐个月讲唔惊呀？唔是好包车，就是靠单靠西。BAP 讲咧。 伊讲迄帮助你负担点样起的生活费。伊讲伊要培育一个相互关爱和包容的社会。但是2023年 ，BAP 起消费税从7%起到8%，去年伊阁起到9%。我来问个人 ，BAP 是要增效地广告地市？ 伊甲高中的生活费无相干呐。伊至少讲伊毋知新加坡人民安怎安尼艰苦的生活的原因。各位，我问你 ，BAP 讲的话会使相信无？这 这个大人哦，搭你拍囡仔，一个月了，也腰部互囡仔打。各位，你毋是杀迄囡仔咧，你是为家庭、落力、打拼到无办法喘气的大人。天也未光，你辛辛苦苦送走路去学堂，我赶去做工，放工了，赶紧回厝照顾家庭。一日过一日，一个月过一个月，你无停的打拼，这边来赚钱，一边去应付生活费，扩大的空是愈来愈大，只是永远无够。但是要比，无管你死我哦。唔惊直直去，伊予的理由是讲，咱人口老化啦，所以起消费税来照顾老人。但是各位，你会知影无？新加坡2024年的预算案的营业是64亿，你知64亿偌济无？64加8%，咱记掉咧。BAP 是无办法，也这条路传予后届政府。咱会知影无？政府2024年的消费税就收206亿，伊也出淡薄囝3.8亿，做毛车分淡薄汤互你，互你欢喜，希望你投伊的票。各位，爱相信哦。汤食侪着低少哦，到时 BAP 要找理由来起咧消费税啦。各位朋友，你袂使继续互 BAP 骗去，以后你辛辛苦苦的钱，互你淡薄，互你欢喜。有一摆，我伫选区访问，拄到一个翁哥，伊甲讲：“我死袂惊这消费税。”这是袂惊这包车。我问翁哥，伊安怎会惊？伊回答讲，大选前哦 ，BAP 先互伊鸡腿食，大选过了，伊2本大力到这过来扶转来啊！人讲对毋对？各位咧记住。政府予的包装是暂时的，但是9%的消费税是永远的，对不对？大家莫忘记哦，咱储备金就800了，所以你收的税超过人民的需要时间，是有必要搁起消费税，对不对？有理由无？政府啊，一边甲你抽消费税。一边阁乱开钱，伊甘愿哦，开57200块，买26顶卡拉车，毋知是啥物卡拉车，一顶2200块安尼贵，我嘛爱大看卖。政府甘愿开88万去本所汤中心。为着 Simply Go Stand 加开4000万，为着青年奥运会加开3亿万，3亿，为着人民协会人民社会 People's Association 提供10亿来学罗家己。最近伊个开3.3个亿去。建国者纪念碑就是 Founders Memorial， 伊个真侪，政府个真侪哦，开钱的开销，我是讲落去哦，但Dr. Chi都无时间讲完了，我会骂死。顶个大选的电视评论，我提为咱下骹88%、65岁。退休的老人提供每个月500块的所费，因为这个老人搁咧靠家己的囝女咧饲，有的根本无人饲，孤单一个人。 我这建议是为着减轻囝女的负担，扩大人免8年安。各位，我问你，这是不是好的建议？好唔好？但是这区的部长哦，王义康先生哦，一头一个就问我，这条路倒落来？哇！伊讲话家己哦，伊的钱是伫个库兑出来的。安尼，你做政府哦，乱乱开钱买死袂贵的脚踏车，搁起死袂贵的粪扫桶中心，就会使。咱民主党为着帮助艰苦的老人，提好的政策出来，就袂使。我请问各位，有公平无？有理由无？搁不要紧的。顶几个礼拜，王永康先生讲，伊要选克兰居招卖场100只马来Sembawang。伊讲伊要用马来治疗新加坡人民心内的健康。准甲我问伊了，饲马这条路倒落来？伊是要家己靠地挖水出来，还是叫新加坡内面出这条路？各位朋友，这不是10只马咧，是100只马。你哪家己算？真个开销要偌济？这条开销要算谁的？咱莫误会哦，我咱不是老马的，我是属个动物的人，但是我们人民为着这个企业生活费，就担心。我问你人，咱是不是应该先照顾人民，继后还来照顾马，对不对？各位知影，马哦是爱很大的空间走的动物。请问Sembawang的选民啊，你徛一道？是有办法哦，100只马咧走无？有无？是要寄放你厝啊？我问你人，这100只马要徛倒落？是要像迄个囡仔耍的礼物安尼款塌起来？还是Sembawang无呢大的空间，互这100只马走？搁徛，马的脚力是会退化的。到时啊，治疗心理健康的啊，是马，唔是人啦。OK， 咱莫去讲马的代志了。我咱讲 BAP 家己乱乱开钱，根本是无理由扣消费税的，对唔对？所以讲，咱做人做代志。不是治标买治本，咱民主党有3个办法来帮助你应付低点起的消费税。第一，将消费税落到7%，无落5%。咱平常的物件，敢若汤米、盐的消费税，咱该取消掉。安尼，你的裤袋内面如果最现金，生活较轻松。第二，通过咱民主党开工作室政府处的计划，让人民有办法负担起厝。我的计划削减土地成本，让恁人有厝徛，阁袂欠债。第三，落来医疗费用，让恁人会使专注过健康的生活。免为正贵的医疗开支烦恼。我们人这3个办法好唔好？也是好。5月3号，请咱投民主党一票，送咱在野候选人去国会，好唔好？感谢大家。
5月3号记得投 我们新加坡民主党的11位候选人进入国会。
5月3号，民主党一票。
记得你们的投票是秘密的。Your vote is secret. Before we introduce our next speaker, can I please remind you all, especially we have come to the last of our 2 speakers. If there's a space in front of you, please come forward because those behind cannot get in. I seek your cooperation to please come forward. As long as there's a space in front, move.
It does look like we have a crowd of what? 10,000 of you tonight?
The rain doesn't dampen us, and the rain brings more people. So please come forward so that more people can join us.
And so now without further ado, and our next candidate needs no introduction altogether, Chairman Dr. Paul Tambaya!
Dr. Paul!
Dear residents of Sembawang, thank you so much for coming out on a rainy night like this. I'm going to begin by talking about some of the rather odd things that the PAP leaders have said in the last few days. Firstly, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong said that the 9% GST is paid by the wealthy and foreigners, including foreign tourists. Now, I found this a bit odd and wondered if he meant that the GST refund scheme for tourists was going to be scrapped. But we haven't heard anything about that, so we don't know how true that is. In the same speech, PM Wong said that most low-income Singaporeans would effectively pay only 7% of GST due to the GST vouchers, and it would be the wealthy paying the higher taxes. To me, this seems unnecessarily complicated. Why not just return the GST to 7% for everyone? And then add some kind of wealth tax that we and others have been talking about for years. That is, if you really want the wealthy to pay more taxes. This would save a huge amount of bureaucracy and would be essentially an easier way to support social services for the poor. Next, we heard a rather strange comparison where Mr. Lim Swee Say compared Mr. Edwin Tong to Lionel Messi for his role in the Singapore Mitsubishi Electric Cup competition. Now, I watched the heartbreaking loss of the Singapore team in the last minutes of the semi-final against Vietnam. And to be honest, I don't understand the comparison. I do know that Messi spent more than 20 years trying to win the World Cup and only finally won it in 2022, which has been an inspiration to those of us who keep losing elections, hoping that one day our time will come. Mr. Wong also said that a time of turbulence was not a time to take risks. Now, this is something I would disagree with far more strongly than the Argentine football team. As many of you know, I'm an infectious disease specialist, and I treat people with serious infections. Sometimes people come in with a burst appendix. And you know, there is a risk of doing surgery for these patients, but the risk of not doing surgery is even higher. So the definitive treatment is actually surgery. So what I'm trying to say is that when we're facing new and fresh challenges, including a recycled and unpredictable US president, I would argue that the last thing Singapore needs for a changed world is actually a not-so-fresh team resolved to keep doing the same thing. And that's all we've heard from the PAP so far. Vouchers, skills upgrading, and essentially trying to win all the seats in Parliament by fair means or foul. And I think we cannot take the risk of doing the same thing to address the fresh new challenges that we face. What we need is a fresh set of ideas, diverse views, honest arguments. If the voters reject the potential office holder, well, don't blame the short campaigning period. it may be a good time to listen to whoever the voters have chosen, hopefully the team from Sembawang GRC. Now, Brian Lim is the leader of the Sembawang GRC team. He's a very capable healthcare administrator. I recall in 2015, when he was considering running for parliament, I spoke with his boss's boss, who actually happened to be my contemporary in medical school. And he said to me, I would hate to lose an administrator like Brian. My response was, the nation and the town council need him more. James Gomez is a veteran political scientist. He has a huge amount of experience working in Southeast Asia and significant experience in Singapore's political and civil society. He was the driver behind the Sembawang Town Plan, which you all heard about. I first got to know Daman Huri in the lead up to the 2015 general elections. He came to our office to volunteer. He spoke very well and passionately about Singapore and social justice. He was, however, known as a religious conservative. And so I remember asking him, are you sure you want to be a member of the SDP, which is known for socially liberal stance? And I still recall his answer to this day. He said, Singapore is a secular state, and I am going to be able to set aside my personal views to work with the party for the good of Singaporeans. And in the last 10 years, I've gotten to know Daman a lot better, and he has never strayed from that commitment. I've learned a lot from him about things going on in the Malay community, in the Southeast Asia, in the education system, and even in the PSA, where he worked for a while. Now, Alfred Tan has been described in our local media as an experienced banker turned entrepreneur who launched the famous local cafe chain, Kopi Ong. As you heard him, he speaks from years of experience and knows what's really happening on the ground with the local business situation. And last, but certainly not least, Suraya, who is our party treasurer. During the GE2020, she was the media liaison, and she did an incredible job under the COVID-19 restrictions. We managed to get our message out on CNBC, on local media channels, and many new independent outlets. After that, she became party treasurer, and she's been doing a tremendous job dealing with all the banks and all the paperwork. So now to the manifesto. The first day I talked about taxation that should be fair, then healthcare for all, and then respect for our planet, and now the I. The I in our manifesto refers to immigration. As I've said many times before, we are not against immigration, but we want it to be rational. I tried doing a search for an actual target population set by our PAP leaders, and the only one I could come up with was Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, who was reported in the Straits Times of 2nd February 2008 as saying, I haven't quite been sold on the idea that we should have 6.5 million people. I think there's an optimum size for the land that we have to preserve the green spaces and the sense of comfort, end quote. He argued instead for a 5.5 million target population. Unfortunately for him and for us, just like his wishes for his house, his wishes have been ignored. And now we have more than 6 million people on our tiny island. The loss of green spaces and the crowded infrastructure show that in this case, Mr. Lee was right. As I mentioned yesterday when talking about climate change, the relentlessly increasing population has put pressure on our green spaces and has been devastating to our natural environment. In January of this year, I asked the panel at the IPS Forum if Singapore could consider taking in immigrants based on their family ties, skills, and their willingness to contribute in Singapore, rather than according to some racial quotas. I did point out that the US did away with racial quotas in 1965 and Australia in the early 1970s. The answer disappointed me. Ambassador Chan Heng-Chi said it was all about the optics and suggested that minority Singaporeans were the ones who wanted to maintain the quota. There was an audible gasp in the room when she said that. Now, the SDP's population policy is very clear. We accept immigration, but we want people who are committed to Singapore. We want people who have the right skills and talent, who have the training and education, as well as family connections with Singapore. This ensures that people committed to Singapore are given a chance to come in and compete fairly with Singaporeans. There is no reason why the scholarships for students from neighboring countries cannot be opened up to Singaporeans. The Singaporean students will probably do just as well, if not better. Similarly, if Singaporean men were judged on a 46-week year, accounting for a high-key NS training every year, instead of a 52-week year, I'm pretty sure we would hit the same targets, if not better, than our foreign compatriots. And that would mean that we do not need to have massive importation of foreign PMETs whose main ability is the ability to work for less, and they end up being exploited too. So we believe with a rational immigration policy, Singaporeans can thrive and not just survive. Vote for change this Saturday. Vote for the SDP. Thank you.
SDP，记得5月3号，请投我们的Sembawang的候选人一票。
Once again, we are almost coming to the end of tonight. However, there is one more candidate coming up, and before he comes up, I implore you, all those in the middle, slightly forward, please. All those at the back, try to scoot in a little bit, because I'm sure all of you are here tonight to hear Dr. G.
Thank you. And we are all behind Singapore. Thank you for turning out in such numbers. I can't see you guys from over here because of the lights, but I understand that it's all the way back in Sun Plaza. This is a fantastic turnout, and it only indicates one thing, that you guys are truly behind all that we have advocated for this country, and that you are deeply, deeply loyal to the Republic of Singapore. Last night, I invited Mr. Ong Ye Kung for breakfast at Sembawang West, but I must have missed him, because this morning when I was there, I didn't see him. But jokes aside, as Minister for Health, he should and must do more, much more, for the mental health crisis in Singapore. Now, two factors contribute to this crisis, to this extremely poor mental health in Singapore. One is the cost of living, and the other is overcrowding. I have cited study after survey showing how the cost of living is contributing to this very, very unhealthy situation that we have as far as mental health in Singapore is concerned. He needs to tell the people how he is going to deal with these two factors. Now, there's no point in increasing the support network for Singaporeans without tackling the root causes of the problem. When you're mopping the floor, do you not turn off the tap first? We need to desperately lower the cost of living for the people. And to this end, we have clearly laid out our proposals on how we can go about doing this. And so I won't repeat them tonight. The other factor that we need to do is to create more green open spaces for Sembawang residents, especially for our youths and our elderly. As Health Minister, he must be aware that study after study again has shown that green open spaces are the key to strong mental health. Mental health is what raises the ability of residents in coping with stress. Now, earlier on, James Gomez and our Sembawang GRC team outlined our plans for our constituencies. One of the most important proposals is to establish a mental health wellness center for youths, which will offer drop-in counseling services, peer support groups, mental health education, and creative workshops to build resilience. There is much that we can do in this regard, but even then, this is only one part of the many facets of the work of MPs. Now, if you take into account all the work that a parliamentarian must do, your parliamentary duties of doing research and preparing for debates in the House, managing the town council, running the estate, conducting Meet the People session, and in our case, to conduct town hall meetings for all our residents so that they can come together and tell us, as a constituency, as a community, what issues we need to hear, what issues we need to bring with us into Parliament. With all these duties, with all the work, I just don't see how anyone can possibly do it on a part-time basis. And yet, most, if not all, PAP MPs have a full-time job on the side and they do their MP duties only on a part-time basis. And yet, my fellow Singaporeans, they draw an allowance of $16,000 a month. Tell me, how many of you can work part-time and draw $16,000 a month? And that's not including the myriad, multiple directorships that they sit on, that they take on in their spare time. Now, I've said before that member for member, candidate for candidate, we do not lose out to the PAP team. In fact, with their capability and experience, our Sembawang GRC candidates, our Marsiling UT candidates, we outdo the PAP candidates anytime in terms of being able to run and manage the town council. I've just mentioned that on top of all these things, we will establish a mental health wellness center for our youths. We will also introduce other programs that will take care of our residents in our constituencies, and we will ensure that our community grows to become a caring one. In Sembawang West, Ms. Poli San accuses me of not doing quote-unquote real work. This real work can only be done if you spend your working hours full-time in the estate and among the residents Monday to Friday, not just on weekends. And I assure you, my friends from Sembawang West, that what Ms. Po and any of the PAP MPs can do for you, as far as your estate is concerned, I and my colleagues can and will do a better job. Now, this is not a boast. It is a pledge. I have fought for Singapore for the past 30 years. I have lasted this long only because I made this promise to remain in this country to make it a better place for Singaporeans to live in. It is the same kind of single-mindedness and determination that my colleagues and I will bring to the Sembawang West and Sembawang GRC estates. On the other hand, what we can do for you in Parliament, the PAP MPs cannot. I'm not putting them down. That is just a fact. We will speak up for you on issues that you care about, like cost of living, education, your job security, healthcare costs, your retirement security, and so on. Can the PAP MPs do that? Again, specifically to my Sembawang West voters, ask yourselves, how many times have you heard Ms. Po speak up for you in Parliament in the last 5 years? When Parliament voted to increase the GST to 9%, what did she do? When a party raised water prices in 2024 and 2025, how did she vote? When the government increased bus and MRT fares, did she speak up? When a party increased petrol duty by 23%, did she vote against it? When the town council raised your fees, did she even try to stop it? In this election, you are choosing more than just an MP. You are choosing your future, your children's future. You deserve someone who will look after your estate on a full-time basis. Someone who will stand by you not just as an MP, but as a friend. And someone who will be your unwavering voice in Parliament. We are ready to be that someone for you. I said it last night, and I will say it again. When you walk into that voting booth on Saturday, don't do it nervously. Don't do it with fear. Do it with confidence. Do it with pride. And you put that cross down against the proud logo of the Singapore Democratic Party, and you tell the whole wide world that I am from Sembawang and I voted for the SDP. Thank you. Good night, my friends. Thank you so much.
Can we invite Dr. Chi to stay on stage perhaps? Because tonight, to end the night, we have a long-time supporter and even previously a volunteer in one of our states of the SDP from 1999.
Come cheer with us, Dr. Chi! Dr. Chi! Dr. Chi! Do you want to see Dr. Chi in Parliament? Yes! Does Dr. Chi deserve to be in Parliament? Yes! So, come 3rd of May, residents of Sembawang West, if you're here with us today, or if you're in front of the TV, please vote for Dr. Chi. Vote for him to be in Parliament so that he can speak up for you.
Now it has been very, very heartening to see everybody, one and all, 10,000 of you and some more, all the way to the end, beyond Sun Plaza, beyond Sembawang.
And tomorrow, we hope you come and join us as well. Tomorrow, the rally will be at Woodlands Stadium. Please support us. Come in red so that we can see a sea of red. For those of you who bought the books for Dr. Chi will be signing his autograph. You look at the table in front. So later, before we disperse, please, in an orderly manner, take the queue, and Dr. Chi will do the autograph.
Once again, I'd just like to implore everybody over here, as you exit your way, please be careful, avoid a stampede, be nice to one another. We will see you tomorrow evening at Woodlands Stadium, same time, and hopefully more of you can come together because we have even more space for even more people tomorrow, yeah? Thank you for your assistance tonight.
And when you walk out, please stop by our merchandise booth. Buy a bag, buy a book, support us. We need all the support that we can, and we need polling agents.
And for those of you who would like to stay back, queue up perhaps in a nice fashion, Dr. Chi will attend to your autograph requests over there.
And remember, your vote is secret. 投票是秘密的。
Be brave, and we will see you tomorrow. We will see you on 3rd of May. Thank you, everybody!
Thank you, everyone, for coming. And thank you, our media. Thank you, the police. And thank you, all our volunteers, for making tonight rally a success.
SDP! 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 SDP!